Alex Browning is embarking on a trip to Paris, where he experiences a premonition. He sees the plane explode moments after leaving the ground. Alex insists that everyone get off the plane, and 7 people, including Alex, are forced to disembark. All watch as the plane actually explodes in a fireball. He and the other survivors have briefly cheated death. One by one, these fugitives fall for fuck. Can I take that one again?
When no one keeps their faith in you, it's up to you to see it through.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of One More for Safety, where we filmmakers believe every film deserves a second take. I'm Imran.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Elijah.
Welcome back, boy!
We're back again.
The trio's
Happy to
back.
be back. Happy to be back.
Elijah, tell us what we're watching this week.
Okay. So, this was kind of formed not by me, but actually by a group of us.
Yeah, it was
Because we all had the idea of watching the whole series, the whole franchise. Just because we found it funny, and the later one came out.
Let's all say it together.
All right,
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Final
Kids.
Destiny.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Ah, shit.
Now we're watching Spy Kids.
Final Death the Spice Kids.
Yeah, finally,
yeah.
Spice Kids.
The
I like
Spice
that.
Kids.
I like
Spice
that.
Kids.
Yeah, so Final Destination, that's what
Final
we're watching.
Destination, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because the new one came out recently.
Final Destination Bloodlines.
Bloodlines, yeah.
Which
And
has apparently overperformed at the box office.
Yeah.
Has done incredibly well.
That's fucking surprising.
I think
Right?
I need to
no,
double check.
genuinely, I saw that and I was thinking to myself, really? A Final Destination film making money?
Another Final Destination. How many are there?
There
There's
were
6
5
now.
before this one, so now
Yeah.
this is the 6th
Alright.
one.
Yeah.
And are we doing a franchise run, or are we just doing the first one?
I hope we're doing a franchise.
I think
run,
we can
'cause I
actually
really
get
wanna
through
to
the whole franchise.
We'll do
So
a franchise run.
Yeah.
it has grossed $232 million worldwide already.
This
Yes.
new one.
This
Yeah.
new one, Final Destination Bloodlines.
What's the budget?
The budget for Bloodlines was, let me double check quickly.
Should we guess whilst you?
Yeah,
look
you
for
can
it?
guess. Give it a guess.
I say. Wait, it made how much?
So it's made,
230
oh yeah, over
million.
230 million.
Over 230 million. I think it was maybe 100 million. 100
Mm.
million.
I
80
think
million.
it's 180 million.
It was a $50 million budget.
50. That is some good profit.
Because
Okay.
to be,
Good.
that budget's more in line with the other Final Destinations.
Okay,
This is
fair
a
enough.
historically cheap.
They're gonna
Movie
Keep, they're, gonna,
franchise.
they're gonna keep making.
So people were thinking this would only open at maybe 40, 50 million in the first week. It blew past that 100 mil in the
Wow.
first few weeks.
People have an appetite for Rube Goldberg machine deaths.
It's also
Who knew?
Bloodlines. I think is the highest rated Final Destination movie ever in the
Really?
franchise.
So one of the rarities. It's actually good.
Yeah. This is what you've already got your verdict ready.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't seen this franchise. I haven't seen any of the Final.
Yeah.
In fact, I've been actively avoiding the Final Destination films because I enjoy the simplicities of life. And I don't want to think about the simplicities of life killing me unnecessarily.
Fair
you know?
enough. Because
Yeah.
yeah, especially when you're like a kid and watching those films, you do start to stress out about every
Just
little
ruins
thing
the-
almost killing you.
Ruin things.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what one it is, but one of them involves like a theme park, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I like theme parks. Like I don't want to go there and be like, oh yeah, do you remember that guy that got fucking cut in half? Like there's a ride that he got cut in half in.
Yeah.
Best not go on that then. Like
That is true.
So we are time traveling. We're going all the way back to the very first Final Destination.
Yes.
whoa.
Back in 2000, 25 years ago.
Oh,
That's crazy.
guys, we made it. We're back in the 2000s.
We're back
We
in the
made it.
2000s.
I feel old.
once
Everything's
again.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to go any further than that, to be honest.
So
2000 cut.
yeah, that's it.
this movie comes out in May of 2000.
Okay.
It's kind of
Before you were born.
It is 3 years before I'm born. That's right. I don't know
Before you
how
were
it is
born?
compared
Yeah,
to
it
you
was
guys.
before I was born. Yeah, I was born in the right time. The next year.
2001.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nothing happened that year.
No,
nothing really happened that
nothing,
year.
nothing.
You was the most important thing that happened. in
Exactly, right,
2001.
right, yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Thank God. And the world kept spinning.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Technically, it is still spinning.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's the brainchild of Jeffrey Riddick, who's a screenwriter and film director.
He is,
He
yeah.
The
co-writes
Riddick
it.
franchise, didn't he?
He creates it with Glenn Morgan, who also wrote for X-Files
Yes.
and the Twilight Zone reboot that they
Okay,
did
yeah,
with Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
So no strangers to upsetting suspenseful
Yeah.
horror.
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 Yeah.
As you would say.
Yes, that is exactly what we say in France. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Just want to respect your culture.
I want to respect your culture. Oh, mate.
And for frame of reference, the new one has already made double of the entire lifetime gross of the first one. The first one made $112 million. This new one was already made 200, and it's still in theaters.
This is
so-
becoming a household name.
Yeah.
Final Destination got the legacy horror treatment.
Yeah,
it got put on
exactly.
ice. It came back with a bang.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. It's taken that same route as the classic horrors of eons ago.
Yeah.
Our children will be saying, "Oh man, like Final Destination, what a scary movie that I've gonna taken my girlfriend or boyfriend to in the cinema." And
Yeah.
they're gonna say that.
That is
They're gonna
true,
say
yeah.
that now.
They are, yeah.
I made out as one guy slipped in a bathtub and killed himself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's like, "Oh yeah, what Final Destination did you see?" 12. Oh, that's a good one.
Nothing beats that one, honestly.
Okay, let's talk about this elephant in the room that I didn't want to address before we started, which is this film is directed by James Wong.
Yes.
Now, you don't know who James Wong is.
No.
Fantastic. Because you will know one of the other films he has famously directed. Do you want to hazard a guess?
Of the other film that he's directed.
A very infamous, also...
Is it another horror?
No.
Just an infamous film.
Heavy on infamous.
Heavy on infamous.
Infamous.
Uh-huh.
God. I don't know. I haven't got a fucking clue.
James Wong was also the director of one Dragon Ball Evolution.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I believe the cinematographer for this one, Robert McLaughlin or something like that.
Yeah.
He's also the cinematographer of Dragon Ball.
Jesus. We need to watch that film. That film needs to be on our roster.
Do
No,
we
I
have
watched
to?
I don't
it.
even feel like I want to. Oh, mate. There's some pretty funny stuff in that film, but oof. I don't know if you.
I
if you
think
would
I
even
just want to
enjoy.
see it just for the head slide. I want to see the head slide.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want to see.
Oh man.
Tell you what, for someone who hadn't seen this film, it's actually quite fun.
Hell.
Yeah.
Good.
For someone
good,
that
good.
was told to avoid these films like The Plague if you just want to enjoy a normal life,
Yeah.
it's actually quite fun to see
It
people
was-
die
it
in
was really fun.
horrendous ways.
Yeah.
Let's introduce the cast. So Devon Sawa was the main guy, Alex
Alex.
Browning.
Mm-hmm.
We had Ali Larder, who played Clear River.
Clear River.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, good
What-
name.
what a
good name.
name.
Famously good name.
Kerr Smith was Carter Horton,
Legend.
Yeah.
the dickhead. Kristen Cloak was Valerie Luton.
She's like
She was the teacher.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She was the
okay.
teacher. Daniel Roebuck played Agent Wine. He was the bespectacled FBI guy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Didn't care about him.
Roger Guinevere Smith
Who
played
did he
Agent
play?
Shrek.
Who did he play?
That's the one that we
Who
care
is-
about.
Yeah.
Agent Shrek, man.
Would you like to?
His name is Shrek.
His name is
Wow.
Agent. His name is Agent Shrek SCH.
Reck.
Yeah.
However, Tyler better knows him as.
He looks like OJ. He looks like OJ. And there's
He
nothing
does,
against,
he
there's
does,
nothing
he does a
against the
little
actor. He's
Yeah.
probably a very nice man and he has a lot of good eye acting in this film.
Yeah.
But like
Very intense,
yeah,
man.
very intense eye acting.
I feel like OJ has kinda eyes.
yeah, kinda eyes.
What?
Well,
Excuse me?
like when you watch the film, just to justify, when you watch the film, his eyes look like they want to kill you.
Staring
you know?
daggers.
Yeah, he's
staring
Agent
daggers.
Shrek, you're saying.
Yeah.
yeah.
Agent Shrek, not
as
OJ.
opposed to OJ Simpson. OJ Simpson,
Soft eyes.
obviously, you know,
Actual murderer.
yeah, actual murderer, but he looks like he's got kind of eyes. You
Yeah.
know? Please
That-
watch the
This
the-
is you.
Please watch the version that, you know, where you can see us, because I did put up quotation marks, by the way, when I said that.
I just like to picture you in the jury house trying to convince people. Like, he's got kind eyes. He's like, he's
The
alright.
glove didn't fit.
Yeah. How many times do I have to say it?
Look at him. Look at him sitting
at
in
him.
that courtroom.
Yes, he
he's
drove
just
away
smiling,
from the
guys. He's just
police.
smiling nicely.
Yes,
Oh,
he
mate.
got in a police chase, but like,
He was scared.
kind eyes.
He's just a silly football player, man.
Scooting around.
Don't you remember?
There's
him?
never been a history of football players killing their wives.
Never.
He was in the Naked Gun. How can he be
Right?
a bad guy?
Can't believe
It just
it.
doesn't make sense for him.
And finally, the one and only Mr. Tony Todd.
He makes it all the way through this movie.
He
Yeah.
makes it all the way.
He's his.
He lives. He survives.
Up
He,
there with the, you know, like Alec Baldwin and Glengarry Ross, where he's Tony Todd's in one scene.
Yeah.
In the entire movie, he has one scene.
Yeah.
He monologues to the other
the
characters.
shit out of it.
He,
Yeah.
he eats the shit out of the scenery and then fucks off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'll be taking my
Every
paycheck.
single line was just banger
Banger.
after
Yeah.
banger.
After
Honestly.
banger.
It's like they just locked in
Yeah.
for that just that 2 minutes that he was on the screen just to
Who's it-
write
who's
some
the
good
director?
ass
What is it?
dialogue.
James Wong. Yeah.
Yeah,
James-
James Wong, mate.
You have to pronounce the G, you know?
Yes.
Wong.
James
Wonga.
Wong. Yeah, just so you know that it's not,
Not
James,
James
Wan.
Wan.
Not James Wan. James Wong.
Yeah, it's the bad one.
But he,
Sorry. This
when he knew that he had Candyman in that scene, though, he was like, right, I need to rewrite this. I
Yeah.
need to like,
Yeah.
or he had
Not
it
even-
in mind to begin with.
Maybe. Because there's
I
certain
feel like
lines...
they had 18 different writers who came in.
Yeah.
You know, they collaborated for this one scene. They were like, okay, we need to make this good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And
When he has
We've
that...
got an
part.
actual actor here.
yeah. But then
We
everybody
need-
else, they were like, you know,
Phone it in.
just, yeah, exactly. Just, they can say this and that.
This
but what
script-
we really care about are the deaths. You know?
Yeah, to be fair.
Because Stifler was chatting dog shit
Yeah.
before he died.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna be me.
I'm gonna puke.
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna
bro.
puke. I wish
Carter-
I filled up
Shut
that
up.
girl's
Yeah.
titties or something like that.
Carter at one point says, I'm never gonna die. Like, even
Yeah,
if this
yeah.
wasn't a movie, that's not true.
No,
Exactly.
yeah. You
You're
are,
gonna
you are
die eventually.
objectively wrong.
on, man.
You are objectively wrong there, Carter and Stifler.
And the it's not my time.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Carter's inside. How
freaking out.
instantly humbled he becomes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He really thought he was gonna be the cool kid in that moment, you know. It's not my time.
Not
And then
my
just drive off.
time.
No, bro.
He's the whole. Yeah.
Death is
If
very
you,
real.
if you listen to our commentary highlight track,
On YouTube.
you'll recognize that the best character in this entire film is Death,
Yeah.
who is just, to us, a guy that is just fucking
Well,
going with it. He's
don't-
Yeah.
Don't. How does Tony Todd say? You don't want to fuck with that Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
To be honest,
The
you don't want
Grim
to fuck with
Reaper.
him.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you're right. He was just improvising this
Yeah.
whole time. Like,
Death took a UCB improv
Yeah,
class
yeah.
and was like, okay, I need to kill these guys.
Yeah.
They fucked my plan.
yeah.
How do I fuck with
I
that?
wanna
Yeah.
fuck with these guys.
And it's so funny because even thinking back to the scene where because that was a whole day, by the way, where Alex was kind of rigging up the whole cabin and everything
Yeah.
to be safe, to be
Safe.
death proof,
Mhm.
I guess. That entire time, Claire could have died.
Mhm.
She really could have died.
That's
Death could
what
have
I
just
mean.
been going
That's
after
what
her
I mean.
and everything. But but Def just didn't.
No.
And
Def
she could have
also
died
forgot his own order.
That's what. Yeah,
That's what I
genuinely.
feel. I think
so
as
you
soon as-
you caught that instantly. I was like, wait.
As soon
That
as
wasn't
Alex
me.
mentioned it, he was probably like flicking through his notes. And being like,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, you're right. Like
He's like, wait.
I need to get out of here.
Wait, if it wasn't me, then it's clear. And then Def is also like,
Clear.
it's clear.
Clear. No, I've been.
Wait.
What do you think I've been doing with you?
I've been
this
fucking with you the
past
whole
hour?
time.
Genuinely, and the ensuing scenes, it felt like.
Oh, fuck
Like
this. Let's just
like
get
Def
this-
was running, was chasing after Clear, and then as Alex is also coming, he's just tripping Alex up.
yeah,
That's
he
genuinely what it felt like. Like
He's like,
fucking lightning strike on
That's
the
what it
tree
is.
just to keep
That's
him
what
down.
it is. That's exactly what it is.
Come on,
is that he
man.
was like, oh fuck, it's clear. I need to get over there now.
Yeah.
Right. She's got cables. Right. We'll just nick those off. Right. Okay. She's got like this washing line. We'll spin that around.
She's got
Yeah.
a dog barking
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's fuck with the dog.
She's got a car. Brilliant. She's got a car.
It's like, oh, the turpentine.
Yeah, let me flip that fucking flammable thing
Yeah.
underneath. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's a gas canister. Yes, that one.
Fucking send that over.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
exactly. And then we'll just set everything alight. You know.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nothing, a good explosion. That will always solve it.
Yeah.
Did it with a plane, a house, car. Fine. Yeah. Did it with a
And
car
then as soon
twice.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, you know. And then Alex just like saving the day, and he's like, "Fuck! All right, this is gonna take me a few months, but let me write this down."
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah.
Those 6 months later, is like, all right, let's come up with a new plan.
Yeah.
So as soon as they went down, he was like, oh, he's got the fucking the ball rolling. Literally, it falls on the nails. He's like, oh, I'm laying down the groundwork. I'm gonna knock down this side. It's gonna be brilliant. Fuck!
And it's like, oh, they keep skipping my shit. All right, it's you. No, it's you. Okay, let me
get this grid out that you drew. Let me get this grid out.
Not even. It's like for 6 months. For 6 months, he was fucking with another group of people.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He was like, and then he was like, "Oh shit, I forgot the other
These
three.
guys.
I fucking left them behind."
That's
Shit.
yeah. It's interesting that you say that. Yeah.
Hey, Imran here. If you're enjoying us ramble on about movies, make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or that suspicious CD vendor on the street. Don't worry, he's cool. It's just Tyler. Hi.
Okay, first death for Todd.
Yeah, Todd was
So
Todd
Todd
was a rough one.
had the
Oh, he had some good
bathroom.
effects, man.
Todd had the bathroom hanging.
Hung
Yeah.
himself in the bathroom
So-
tragically.
Scariest thing in that bathroom, the wallpaper.
Yeah. The fuck
Yeah.
was wallpaper.
Who
in
puts
the
paper wallpaper in a bathroom, man?
Yeah.
Fuck it hell.
bathroom? Yeah.
And him being an absolute idiot, just having electronics around and stuff like
No,
that.
bro,
it's
bro,
really-
just like, I've got these really sharp scissors. Oh, I'm gonna cut myself with a razor. Oh, I'm gonna.
No, you brought up a good point, which is he went in for the shave and he was like, and you said he doesn't even need to shave.
Yeah.
He's shaven.
Not
What-
even a
He looked
5
at it,
o'clock
he
shadow or
He
anything.
looked at
Exactly.
it and was like, yeah, actually, I could do with, getting more of my skin off. Actually,
Yes,
like,
yeah.
I'm not shaved enough.
Absolute donut. He really
And
could
then
have
it's the
just stayed in
first
his
cut.
room.
First thing he does.
Yeah, he fucking-
cut.
Also, he didn't
Yeah.
put any shaving cream on that. He
No.
went
No.
straight for the dry.
Unprepared.
Crazy.
motherfucker.
That's
No
also
won-
spooky-ish.
No wonder
Yeah.
he died.
Maybe he did want to kill himself.
Yeah,
Maybe the
maybe-
parents are right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
did.
think that was the case.
Yeah.
Like
But no,
I-
it was really messed up. You did say, and it is true, that it had it all rigged, where the
Oh, yeah,
water
so
or whatever
the-
that
You
liquid
only
was
see
was
it now. You've
cooling.
mentioned it because you
Yeah.
can kind of see him like kind of
Trying to find balance.
himself.
So
yeah.
the for the people listening who haven't seen the movie, the sequence has a thing where there's like water leaking
Mhm.
through the floor in a very specific pattern as it snakes its way towards Todd's feet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But of course, this movie comes out in 2000.
Mhm.
That's not CG water or anything.
No.
It's they built a whole like basically like a set that could
Yeah.
like rotate on a ball.
Yeah.
So it's like those
There's
the
like
little
balancing things.
carnival
Yeah,
games where you
yeah.
have to like go
Yeah.
like send the ball through a little maze when you
Mhm.
like yeah.
It's like, well, I suppose it's not. Well, it's a big set either
Big
way.
set,
Yeah.
huge
yeah,
set, and so
yeah.
you can kind of see the actor trying to keep balance and looks like he's not
Good
moving.
though.
It
I
looks
think it's
great, it's
really good
fantastic.
actually. They managed to keep everything.
And there's a really nice reverse. There's a reverse
Ah,
speed
yeah.
shot which I
Yeah.
didn't even think about the first time I watched it, or it's like, oh yeah, it's like a combo. It's a combination of that uncanniness of the water snaking and then playing it in reverse as well.
It was pretty
really
It's
fun.
good actually. I
was,
quite like the first death. You also have the
yeah.
plane crash. Let's not forget.
Oh, that's the
one.
classic. Yeah, sorry, that's the inciting.
Yeah.
Plane blown up. then you
I
have
did
Todd
want to
dying.
say
Yeah.
before you moved on, because that I don't know why Todd's one stood out just the most for me, but I think the eyes, that's what really freaked me out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The blood going to the eyes.
Yeah,
and that,
because him getting strangled so hard, and then I think the sound design was really good for that. It's like you could hear the veins popping in his eyes. You know, it was
I
like
actually do think it's the most it's the most I can't think of the right word, but just saddest death. I think
Yeah.
actually, like it's
You think?
not like big or
Yeah.
explode. It's just a fucking guy hanging himself in a bathroom,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was kinda
and
sad
like
to
and
be
it's
fair.
violent, and it's visceral, and it's horrible,
Yep.
but it's also really fun.
no, it is pretty
Yeah.
fun to be
The-
fair.
Then you have who do you have? You have
Hold on. I want to add one more thing,
Okay.
which is Elijah brought this up in the commentary
Mhm.
when he was like, "Why doesn't he just chill out and like try and catch his footing
Yeah.
so he can stand up?" Because he slips on the water, trips on the shower wire that wraps around his neck, and that chokes him out.
Mhm.
They actually did have to add a thing because originally it was just gonna be that. They added the soap after. The soap wasn't in the script.
Oh,
They added the soap after because they realized while they were doing it, they were like, he could probably stand up
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
he tried hard enough.
Yeah.
So they made him like accidentally knock over the soap as he falls
I
in so
didn't
that it
see
would
the
start
soap.
slipping and he couldn't find footing in the
Yeah.
bathtub.
I didn't see that.
I don't remember the soap, but I do remember it afterwards. Like when he
it's
started
all
moving his
slick.
legs, it was all slick with
Yeah.
with the soap.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was. I mean, I don't doubt that it was dangerous. I mean, they had a harness on him actually for that scene, so I don't doubt that it was dangerous. But you know, I'm just like,
Still doesn't.
yeah, you
Still doesn't seem fun for an actor to have a thing wrapped around your neck and
yeah.
I do
And
want
it
to have
looked
the-
tight. It looked
Yeah,
tight.
no,
I don't
no,
know. I was
fully,
actually
it was
wondering whether
like-
it was like
no.
they had like a neck brace, not like a brace, but like a fake
Fake
neck,
neck.
around, and they were just pulling it there.
Yeah, I
But
think
you couldn't see it. I couldn't see it.
yeah, he literally just had a harness, and I think that's
Yeah.
it. That they just kept him up. But that kind of stresses me out as well, because you know, having like making a whole film about Final Destination, and then what if the harness goes
Yeah,
all wrong?
exactly.
You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
think about that too.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had near-death experiences
On the
this,
set.
in this set. You know.
Very interesting.
And I
Very
do
interesting.
think like the eyeballs you mentioned is definitely up there with like immediately when the scene happened, I was thinking of like you haven't seen it probably. I don't know if you have, but there's a scene in like Mission Impossible 3 famously where they did like they did a digital thing on an eyeball and someone's head explodes basically from the inside. It's like
Yeah.
a tiny explosion. The head doesn't blow up for the people on the video. Basically, it's like an internal explosion.
Oh,
And the
so
only
that-
thing that you could tell that it's gone off, it has this little like almost like an electricity current going zap,
Yeah.
and you see a character's eyeball go, and it like sticks out that way, it sticks out the other.
Ooh.
That is
So
pretty
that's what I
cool.
was thinking when like the eyes started like going red. It's
Yeah.
like that the fucking the shot in Kill Bill Volume 1 when she starts bleeding from blood from the eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's
Blood
up
in
there.
the eyes is just
It's up there in like
yeah.
the pantheon of
Yeah.
like great eyeball like kills.
Yeah. Great. But just and just horrifying.
It's horrific. It's
the
horrific.
idea of the
It
blood
makes
coming
you-
through the eyes is like very. I don't know. It gives you a very. It's a very visceral, unsettling reaction.
Yeah. 100%.
Because like
Oh,
coming out the mouth and nose, that's fine. Happens all the time. Sometimes.
happens all the time.
Happens
yeah.
all the
all
time.
the time. Now the eyes. Now that's freaky.
Yeah,
I
no,
do
it is, to be
actually
fair.
want to circle around that you brought it up, which is the plane sequence. I don't want to talk too much about the plane sequence. I want to talk about one thing in particular in the plane sequence.
You mean the most
One person in
the-
particular in the plane
the most-
sequence.
wildest thing that I was expecting?
I swear to God, I don't know if Elijah remembered it, but I don't think he did. We've seen this movie a few times.
Okay, yeah.
I did not remember that. Okay, there is a guy.
The disabled guy.
There's a disabled guy who's on oxygen on the plane.
having a fit as well. Like when the plane's crashing, he's like rolling around all over.
I don't want. This is not a.
Stop describing it.
God.
This is a
No.
reflection on the movie. Okay.
No.
He is got an oxygen mask. He's like, he's recoiled, and so he's not got the full. He's not got full ability of his appendages. Okay. Why was he there? Why was such prominence put upon him?
Yeah, I'm
I
really
literally
confused
didn't
by it.
remember he was in this movie until we watched it, and we were like, why does he have a full single?
Genuinely.
Nah, it wasn't the full single that got me, alright? Because I get where they were going from, where it was like, oh, there's a baby and there's a disabled person.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's like,
gonna be fine.
if something bad was gonna happen, death is a really sick, or God is a really sick
But
person.
it was the parts where it's like a wide, and it's like everyone's panicking, and he's
And
just
then
at
you
the
just-
bottom right.
Your eyes instantly focus.
Immediately.
Yeah, it just goes to the bottom
Immediately.
left and just sees him.
And
Like,
then
just like
If they wanted to do that, I'm just
rising
surprised
about.
they
It
didn't
was
do
crazy, man.
they could have done like a wheelchair. They could have done like
Yeah.
the wheelchair section
Yeah.
of the plane.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But they went like, no.
James
Wong was like, no.
I need this guy to do this for this scene. I need him to.
I want
to
a
ride
full
around.
guy who can't use his arms, has an oxygen mask. It's like, what?
No, but that's the question.
You're not even gonna have the baby in that shot, like.
Mate,
They don't even show. Yeah.
I would rather that.
seeing the baby fly out the plane would have been fucking hilarious.
That would have been insane. I feel like
Fucking
I get what he was trying to do with
No,
those
I
things.
get what he was trying to do,
Yeah.
but
The other shots were not necessary.
it's the
to be
one
honest.
thing that I've really grown to love about this show.
So
to
that's-
be honest, the thing that I love about One More for Safety is that the films that we always tend to look back on always have these little things that probably shouldn't be doing. probably shouldn't have done that
Yeah,
actually in
yeah.
hindsight. Like when we watched Project X,
Yeah,
we
that's
should have
true.
had a slur count.
No,
we should have had a
man,
slur count.
yeah.
The
Had a
amount of
slur
times that they
count.
said F words and
That would've
R
been
words and
fantastic.
N words. Well,
Yeah.
they only said that once, unfortunately.
Nah, they said it twice.
they
I
said it
counted.
twice. Oh, okay, fair.
It was the vertically challenged
The little man.
Yeah, the little man. I don't even know if we can say that.
I don't think we knew how to.
Yeah,
We
the
were
guy
saying-
with dwarfism. He
guy with
said
yeah,
it a few times. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, he can get away with it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
he's
that's
allowed to.
There
At
was
the
a
end of the day, he has a pass.
He's do you think that the guy on the plane had a pass as well?
I think he had a pass to do whatever
You-
he
but
wanted.
you know
To be
what?
honest, mate, he could do whatever he wanted.
Tyler brought up a thing that we did not follow up on in the commentary, which is we don't know if he was like an extra who
No.
is like a regular dude
Are you a regular
dressed
actor?
up to be like that, or did they get an extra who is legit
Disabled?
like disabled?
That's what I
I-
wonder. I wonder if
wanna
an
look this up.
extra, just a regular extra,
Either way-
applied for this, and then they went, right, we're going to need you to like pretend that you're disabled. I need you to like fidget around. I need you to have an oxygen mask on. I just need you to act like a disabled person.
Either way, that's
Whilst this
so
plane-
crazy.
Whilst this plane crashes.
Either way,
Or-
it's so crazy. It was distracting in
Or
the
were
thing.
they were like, right, we've got this disabled person. Get him on the plane. And they're like, look, you need to pretend that you're dying. Like, I need you to like, this plane is crashing. I need you to like roll around. Like I just want to know.
Yeah.
Was he actually disabled?
I want to
he
make it.
was.
Was he actually?
Yes, he was.
I want to make it clear to the audience listening at home that we are not saying this of like we hated the thing. No, quite the contrary. It was so out of left field. We're just wondering why it was
Funny.
there. It was so funny out of context. It was like, what the
Out of
heck was the
nowhere,
filmmaker
man.
thinking?
But it
is
was also
all-
like, there was the establishing shot of the disabled person, as we all saw the
'Cause-
single.
because it's
and then
that-
he was in it, dotted throughout. It was like they had to have a Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
It's like they had that establishing
Yeah.
master of the of the cabin, right?
Yeah.
They come the main characters come into the plane. We're following them, and then the camera dollies back, pans around, and the first thing you see, literally in the front row of the camera, is the disabled guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Elijah, you found out some stuff.
Yeah,
He's
no,
disabled.
yeah, so he is disabled. They wanted to go for realism. So
Fuck.
they wanted so they cast people of all different,
Oh, well, now we look like dickheads because he was doing it for a good reason.
No.
No,
Now we
I
look
still
like the
think
dickhead.
because even though that was a good intention, and the first 2 shots of both the baby and the disabled person were actually really good.
They have purpose.
You know, it went really well with what was written, which was the like, oh,
That's
you
a
must.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a really fucked up and sadistic thing, you know, to have them die if it was to crash, which it did, and they did die. The baby did die, and it's canon. All right,
canon.
the disabled guy
the
also
disabled guy,
exploded.
canon.
Yeah, it's canon,
It's a
man.
canon event.
It's a canon event. But yeah, they wanted to go for realism. I don't know why they did all of the other scenes. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that. Because then, I'm sure, come on, during the test, like the test viewings and stuff, did anyone just go like, I don't know if that scene should still be in there. I don't know. Like,
I just
that
love
shot.
the idea of them screening a test screening and then the filmmakers going up after, and it was like, so, just a quick thing before you fill out your audience forms.
What do you think of the disabled?
What do you think?
What do you think of the disabled guy? Do you like him? Do you think he had like
just-
charisma and stuff? Like, what did you think of him? Do you think he was a good
Because
leading man?
when you said he was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he's a disabled guy, I thought it was gonna be like he was like a friend of the filmmakers or something, and they put it in like a cameo. No, he's straight up just an extra.
Yep.
That they were like
Stranger.
for realism.
Yep, for
Put him-
realism.
Fantastic.
For realism. They wanted different
Oh,
people
no.
from different backgrounds. No,
We
I
have
know
to
you
cut
feel.
all of this now.
No, I know
we're
you
not
feel
cutting
bad.
this. We are not
We're
cutting
not
No,
cutting
this.
it.
the
Actually
reason,
disabled
the reason why we're laughing, and I can articulate this for all 3 of us,
Go on.
is because it was just a ridiculous way to show it.
Yeah.
It was just
It's
like,
such an extreme.
yeah, because you're freaking out, and then and by the way, it wasn't just one shot. There were
was
multiple other
That's
shots.
what I mean. It was like it was cutting back to him,
Yeah.
like rolling around and like on top of other passengers.
Yeah.
And then it would cut to the master where he's still there.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought, I
that's what I'm
genuinely
saying.
thought that he was showed up because we're going to see a scene of him like being thwacked by his oxygen tank or
Oh,
something.
dude,
like,
I
shit
mean,
like that.
Maybe it was in the editing, but I think it was in the choices of shoot, like the shots and stuff.
maybe
I think it was a combination of all of them, to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't think that those parts should have been shot like that, or that part should have just been taken, or they should have just focused on different people, on the actual people dying.
perfect, mate.
You know?
That was a perfect movie.
But yeah, because you're just like, oh man, is Alex gonna survive? And then all of a sudden it's just him fractured. It's just jarring. It's just jarring, man. Okay, let's
Okay,
let's
we're gonna
move
put
on.
him
Let's
in
move
this
on.
now.
We're-
Let's go to the
Kill
next
the
death.
disabled guy.
Teri's death. Teri's death is the quickest death of
Who's
the entire.
Teri?
Teri's the
Teri?
blonde girl.
Oh yeah, that one was funny. I like that one.
You see? Okay, look.
Yeah.
All right. Nah, okay, that's okay.
Terry has the
We're not
quickest-
gonna
Quickest,
circle
shortest
back.
death of the. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna circle back.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we gotta drop. We
But if
gotta
it's funny
drop.
for her, why can't it be funny for him?
We are.
No,
We're
we're good.
moving
We're
on.
good. We're good. We're good.
We're moving on.
Her death was
Teri's
funny.
death. She gets run over by the bus.
Yeah.
She has
Which
that
does not
line of
stop.
like, if you guys are gonna keep talking about this, you gotta drop fucking dead.
Bang.
Meow.
Absolute idiot. Why would you say that? You know?
Stop mentioning death
For
in
real.
all of your lines. Like in all of your sentences, children. Stop mentioning that you're never gonna die, that everything's okay, that death is a myth, and that you can all fucking drop dead. Because
Yeah.
you're just tempting him.
Exactly.
He's rubbing his hands to you. Like he's like, keep
He's
saying-
thinking, oh, dead ass?
Yeah,
yeah, all right.
bet.
Yeah, for real.
Bet.
Two things in that scene. Number
Hmm.
one, which we talked a little bit about in the commentary track, is how the fuck on both parts, right? A, no one hears a bus approach
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Dumb.
Like, it's like it's like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, how does a T-Rex sneak up on a person? How does a bus sneak up on a person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two, the bus driver went full tilt.
Yeah.
At no point did it seem like the bus driver was honking,
No.
slowing down,
And he didn't
hitting
stop.
the brakes.
He didn't stop.
He didn't
do
stop.
anything.
The bus just
Kept
went
going.
meow.
He wanted to kill that. He
I
wanted to
think
kill that
so.
woman. I can't lie. I cannot
So-
lie.
No, I just think he was already running late. So,
So I gotta
Go on,
meet
get to the next stop.
yeah.
my quota.
And he just hears the he just hears the all right, we've got to keep going. Like minor setback. But then
You're gonna
also I
dock
like
my
the
pay for
idea
this.
the fucking bus driver, because we all sort like the deaths are actually quite clearly telegraphed.
Yeah.
Like you see a train, you see a bus, you see all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
You know? I reckon the bus went round, parked just on the other block or whatever. Death gave him the call and he was like, right, I'm getting nah, it's my cue.
It's my
need
cue,
to-
I gotta get in there.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
second fun fact, I guess, or sort of a coincidence.
Go on.
The teacher in the movie, Miss
Mm.
Luton, is named after Val Luton,
Yes,
Mhm.
you did mention.
famous RKO Pictures producer, who made sort of the earliest kind of horror movies before they were called horror pictures, you know?
They were called
Thrillers, exactly.
Thrillers.
He produced things like Cat People, I Walked with a Zombie, The Seventh Death, or something. Yeah, so these
Mhm,
early, you
mhm.
know,
Yeah,
these
yes,
early
I know these films.
pictures. RKO Pictures, by the way, producer of Citizen Kane.
Ah, yes.
So that's what you might know. them
I
by.
do know that film.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have
So-
watched that one.
So, Cat People is the.
I have heard of Cat People. to be
It's
fair.
supposedly the first movie that people point to as like the first jump scare.
Mm.
Funnily enough, that jump scare is a lady walking by a street, looking one way, and a bus appearing out of nowhere,
Ah.
spooking her.
There we go.
This
Yeah.
James Wong bloke's done his research,
Yeah.
mate. Honestly, he's
So,
done
just
something.
thought
To show you could do your research and still make some really
Poor
bad
decisions.
movies. Yeah, yeah.
Just thought I'd
Bad,
bring
bad
that
movie
up.
decisions.
The second thing for me is you hadn't seen the movie
No.
before, but you kind of felt like she's about to die in this next shot.
Yeah.
I kind of hate those kinds of shots.
That's
I-
what
I-
I keep. I feel like I kept saying
Yeah.
that during the film, or at least that's what I kept
You
trying
could tell.
to say.
You could tell.
Yeah,
you could
it's
tell
the-
when people were gonna like just about. That
But-
was
but
the
the-
shot
but
that they were
some
gonna
of the
die.
other-
Actors stopped acting. That's what it felt like. They stopped acting, and then the shot kind
become
of
stunt people.
yeah. It's all it's static, and you know okay, someone probably got given this because they need to comp something out. You know, that's what it feels like.
It's. I mean, I don't mind it as much for the other deaths in this movie because the point is obviously that you see the Rube
Yeah,
Goldberg
yeah.
machinations of death, right? But something about the intention of that kill, of Terry's kill, is it's a surprise. It's a jump. It's supposed to be like a shock, but it doesn't feel like a shock.
no, it doesn't.
I've had this. It's my one complaint, which in an otherwise to me perfect movie, you're gonna think I'm insane. Which is no, not this movie, not this movie. In the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
the one thing that I'm always
Polka dot.
is Polka Dot Man's death.
Yeah.
Where it's on,
too telegraphed.
it hits a
It's
wide.
too telegraphed.
Too
It hits a
telegraphed.
wide. He's also very stiff in that
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah,
He's not acting anymore. He's more just doing facial
But it's all
expressions
very
and
in
he's
the
looking to
voice.
the side.
yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. They're acting, but they're acting just solely with their voice because they know they can't move.
But it's also like
so
the
like when
comp-
she, but like
getting
when she,
comped out.
like when she's talking, like she is like she's not like you can drop that. She's like she's screaming at them like
You
you
can
can
drop
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the-
and then
the
it's that bang,
performance-
and it's the same with Stifler who's like. You're gonna die next, or
Yeah.
something like that. Like he's
And
done
he's
it.
not-
just
he's
get-
not
no,
moving from his position.
He's
Yeah,
not
he's just
moving
like-
at all. But he's like really like.
It's
Yeah.
like suddenly the performance is dialed to 11 because the
Can't
performer
move.
is aware, not even can't move, but the performer is aware my character's gonna die. So by playing to 11,
Yeah.
it's like gonna be funnier or
Yeah.
gonna be more shocking. But it's
Yeah.
not. It actually feels more like
Cheap. Feels
not
kind of-
cheap. It just feels like I know you're about to die
Yeah,
instead.
it's expected now.
Yeah, now
So
it's
then,
expected
so then
instead of
instead of
shocking.
it being suspenseful or anything like that, or having any sort of, which obviously for this movie and maybe a few other Final Destination movies, you're not really going to feel that. But I guess that this is a critique of all of those types of movies. You're just always going to know. like moments before you're always gonna know unless
here
you
it
do it
is.
really
Yeah.
well. I feel like the only time where it actually got done like spectacularly was for what's her name, Val
Val
Miss
Luton.
Val
Miss
Luton.
Miss Luton.
Oh yeah,
Miss
Luton.
Well,
That actually I would say
those-
is my favorite one.
She's
actually.
up next, so
Those
let's
were
go.
actually really good because it
Yeah.
genuinely misdirected you with
Yeah.
every single thing that it was doing.
Okay.
Let's
so
go to
I
Miss
think,
Luton.
Personally, this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
This feels
Yeah.
the most Rube Goldbergy, and it's her like, and it's also the most Rube Goldbergy that's following you very like slowly and subtly.
Mhm.
Whereas like the other ones, they kind of like you have that like I think Todd's one's very similar where because it's the first one, it's like that creeping thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not doing it yet.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other ones, it feels like death is just improvising. Like, right, let's just fucking throw share them. Like,
Yeah.
there's electricity and fucking lightning and a car and like.
Yeah.
But for this one, it felt like she was in her house. She was doing mundane things, but those mundane things were having slow implications on like what was leading. Like the whole vodka in the cup, like, and
Yeah.
when she's walking with the cracked cup, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it all adds to it, and I think that is the best. Like even with the fucking chair coming down, like
So-
just to fucking hammer the
Yeah.
knife in.
Didn't
like,
even know that was gonna happen.
No,
and then
but
she was
it's-
just because Alex goes to like
Yeah.
hold the cabinets that
Yeah.
were falling, and then all of a sudden you just hear a bah!
Yeah.
and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's my favorite. one, to be honest.
And I'm inclined to agree with you because I also think that obviously you haven't seen the rest, but like to me, Miss Luton's death is the first proper Final Destination style death, like the kind
I
of
was gonna
Final
say.
Destination style death we all associate with the thing where it's a
Yeah.
very elaborate,
Yeah.
very slow paced, like
Yeah.
like pulling
Small
the tension
actions,
string.
big consequences, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It's like you see the setup
Yeah.
to the dominoes.
Yeah.
You see the dominoes
Yeah.
being put in place.
That's what I was getting to when I was like, it's actually quite well, like it's really quite clearly telegraphed, like
Yeah.
when things are going to be happening and
Yeah.
who's it with and stuff like that. And I wondered whether, like for the further films, they kind of know where to cut the fat and make it more streamlined and be like, well, we don't need to show you like there's going to be a train coming or something like that. Like
Well, it's like, well, this is what I mean when I say I think this Miss Luton's death is the first of where they start to really nail down what makes a Final Destination set piece.
yeah.
Like in comparison, the closest comparison in this first movie is Todd's death.
Todd's one. Yeah.
The difference being Todd's death, what we always see is the water is the thing that is the tension builder.
Yeah.
We see the water spilling out, but we have no inclination as to the wire and him slipping into the
Yeah, not
tub.
at
All we
all.
see is the water.
Mm-hmm.
But Luton's, you see
Everything.
every
of it.
aspect of
Everything
the
of it.
Rube Goldberg
Yeah,
machine.
yeah, 100%.
You see the knives that are covered by the
You see
towel.
the knives, you see the computer screen, you see
Yeah.
the crack in the vodka,
Yeah.
you know, it's like every piece is laid up so that when the death happens, it's
They
like
all
an
topple
immediately
down,
like
yeah.
bang, 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 bang,
Yeah,
bang. It's
yeah.
like immediate one after the other, payoff,
Mm-hmm.
payoff, payoff, payoff.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It is the best
You know,
one.
you're thinking that, oh, are they just red herrings and they're throwing you off?
Yeah.
Well, they are, but they're not. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah,
yeah.
they're like, they're not really red herrings. It's just, it's more throwing you off because
Yeah.
it's not been used yet.
You're
And
not
I think
sure
that's
in
fantastic.
how all of them come together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So instead, the suspense lies in, okay, which one of these things is going to be the one to kill her?
Yeah.
You know? And also, one thing as well that there was suspense in is whether what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Alex was actually going to make it
Ah,
because he notices the flames being
I was
fanned
gonna,
up.
yeah, I was gonna
and
mention.
he started, making
yeah.
his way to her place. And genuinely, when he got to her, I know obviously, she's
Yeah.
got a knife in
Yeah.
the chest and stuff. There was like a glimpse of hope. I was like, okay, this is the first death where he's
Yeah.
actually made it
Yeah.
to the scene. He might actually
Yeah.
help her and save her life.
And then the chair fell down.
And then the chair fell down,
Yeah.
bro.
like a big fuck you.
The other thing I-
final middle
And just in
finger.
case you thought that she
Yeah.
was still alive, let's explode the whole
Yeah.
house.
But
Like,
why
I
did
thought
why
that
did
was
Bro pull
crazy.
the knife out? You know,
No, that's also
the bit that
crazy
always
because
gets me.
it's like after the whole tension and suspense building
Mm.
of her death, right? You see she pours the vodka. We see the knives, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We see the crack, the thing. But the whole time, we're like, oh my god, how's she gonna die? The second most stressful thing in
Yeah.
that scene is Alex appearing, and we're like, please don't pull the knife, don't touch the knife.
Don't touch the knife.
Why are you walking? You
Yeah.
know, it's like we're just hoping he doesn't lay hands on the
Yeah.
knife. And then
Yeah.
as soon as he does, we had basically the same reaction to her dying
Yeah.
as him putting his hands on the knife. We were
Yeah.
like, no!
Hey, Imran here. If you're enjoying this ramble on about movies, make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or that suspicious CD vendor on the street. Don't worry, he's cool. It's just Tyler.
Hi. The next death technically after Miss Luton is Billy's. Billy Hitchcock. Yeah, Stifler.
Stifler.
He gets killed by the I think we were there was a consensus almost immediate of like, that was cool. Seems like the weakest death.
Yeah,
of the
it
movie.
is. I think it's because it's so quick, but it's not quick in the comedic way that Teri's is.
Yeah, because unlike Teri's, we see the metal scrap on the rail first, and then like you were saying, he starts going on the tirade, and we're just like,
Come on
he's
now.
next.
Get
And it
that
went on
scrap in the
for
air.
such
Come
an
on now.
extremely long time as well.
Yeah.
Like you were cutting in, but I feel like there were maybe like 9 cuts
Mm-hmm.
between Stifler. I keep calling it between Stifler and that metal plate underneath the train.
He's like, you
know,
guys,
he just
you guys are gonna die.
yeah.
You're
It just
all gonna
at some point
die.
it just felt
I don't
like
want to
his
be
lines.
anywhere near you. You're
Yeah.
gonna die. I can't die. Oh no, I'm not gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
The
is.
lines were so redundant. At that point, I felt like, okay, he's just improvising. Is he just
Yeah.
improvising, or did James Wong actually write this shit?
Maybe.
Which obviously, no hate
That's
to James
actually,
Wong.
to be honest, that's a
but
question I found myself asking the entire way through.
Did James Wong write this shit?
Yeah, because I just
Nah,
I don't
no
know,
hate, no hate.
Yeah, no hate. I
No
just
hate.
feel like,
Just mild
oh
hate.
man, you know, doesn't that feel a bit?
Again,
bit
you're
long,
just fucking
drawn out?
tempting it. That's what I just this the idea of like
Tempting it's fine though.
Nah,
It's
'cause,
Final
like,
Destination. You know you're
it's-
gonna say some
but
a few
shit
things,
like
you know?
I'm never gonna die.
Yeah, that is pretty stupid.
It's also because it's
Yeah.
pulling the same gag as we had seen before.
The Terry thing.
Terry's
yeah,
gag.
yeah.
It's
That's
just
why I
doing
think
it
it
not
works
as good as
funnier.
Terry's.
Yeah.
yeah.
I did like the fake head that they use.
Yeah.
That was cool. There's good blood effect there. Well, it's
I
just a
wish we actually
half
saw
a
more
head.
of it.
Yeah.
We actually didn't see much of that. We saw it drop, and then we never saw it again. I thought
I
we would
think,
get at least a
again,
full like
because
close up.
This is the first film. I feel like compared to the other ones, this is like somewhat reserved when it comes to the gore and the the bloody aspect, you know. Probably because for budget reasons, you know, and stuff like that. But like you
Speaking
didn't
of-
see the head. You didn't like the head just rolled off screen basically.
Yeah.
You just saw the kind of stub before he fell over.
It's just
Yeah.
below the
And
nose.
then they're like, "Oh, we best go.
Speaking
we
of-
best leave."
a majority, what we've noticed, you know, that a majority or at least 90% of the film has been practical effects,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which has
Yeah.
been pretty cool because the whole cockpit and everything like that was
Oh,
all
yeah.
fabricated and they shook it. It was built on
I
a
know
gimbal.
we
which was
got
quite
distracted by the disabled guy in that.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
did actually want to mention the plane crash being like entertaining and
Cool.
For sure.
and
It was
fun
pretty cool.
and very like very good on practicals.
Mhm.
Like really good on the practical side of things.
Yeah. Do you know what was a
It's
really
not
good
my
death?
favorite plane crash though. I do think my favorite one is still the Fight Club one. I think the
Oh,
Fight
okay,
Club one's
okay,
kind of
okay.
is
Yeah.
kind of
Wasn't
like
sure where he was going with
Yeah,
that
I'm not
one.
gonna lie.
the
when he
one that
said I
happened.
thought,
It's
what do
the
you
one
mean
that
by
happened the year after.
Oh, cut me out of this, please. Cut me out of this. Cut me out of this.
I didn't
And by that we mean Spider-Man.
Yeah. Spider-Man 1. Yeah. I have no clue, man. Moving swiftly on. No, there was a death on the plane that obviously, you know, it's not canon anymore because, you know, he came off of the plane. But Alex's death, his own death in the plane was very. I thought that was really well done.
Sick.
Yeah.
It was
Where
sick.
his face is
Yeah,
burning.
the whole thing, and
So
I thought
sick.
it was just gonna be like as soon as the fire hits his face, you know, he gets out of the vision,
And he's
but
awake.
no, yeah, but instead it was like, and I'm thinking, okay, when is this gonna stop, man?
Feel,
It was quite cool.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
also thought that was really cool.
That was
Comes back
amazing.
around later as well in a sense, but we'll get to that. Because first, let's talk about your second favorite, the cabin.
Oh yeah, the cabin
Let's talk
scene.
about the
I think is
cabin.
sick.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this film 5 times now.
Yeah.
5 times. We'll have a count. Evil Dead 2.
Evil
Dude
Dead
locked
2.
in a cabin, going insane, like trying to survive an entity that he has no idea what it looks like, understanding of really what it is,
Yep.
or anything like that, and he's just yelling to no one. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
like, this is great. This is
Right up your alley.
exactly what I've been looking for.
I love the like he's like so like meticulously trying to keep
Yeah.
everything safety checked or whatever. And then when the fucking death almost gets a little thing, you know, the door falls
Yeah.
and the knife falls through, and then he
Yeah.
sees the fishing line. He's like,
Huh,
tetanus.
Yeah.
You know, he's so fucking suddenly so fucking cocky. I'm just like, I got your ass, bitch. I got your ass.
I got your number, mate. Like,
That was pretty funny, to be fair. I like that line. I thought that was very well written.
I feel like we know death
For
better.
once.
We know death better that he wouldn't do something so boring as tetanus.
Well,
You know, he's gonna blow that guy's head off.
oh,
Like,
that is true.
you
Yeah,
know?
you're right. You're right.
Could you imagine if like
tetanus?
it's like,
As
oh,
if I'm gonna
is
blow
this
you
how
up
I'm
with this
gonna die?
fucking
Yeah.
car.
there's a fucking like you have a Final Destination movie, cast of 7 characters, 6 of them the most brutal, horrific deaths you've ever seen. The 7th guy pricks his finger on like a dog's tooth
Yeah.
and slowly dies
Yeah.
of tetanus.
50 years down the
Yeah.
line
Yeah.
as well.
Death is finally like
I
you
play
suffered for
I play
50
the long
years.
game. Play the long game, you know.
play the
Made
long
you
game.
stress out, you know, for a little while.
Yeah.
You know.
The wind blows through, the wallpaper slowly reveals the asbestos behind it, and Death is just like,
Adam.
That's so
Guess
funny.
what?
I don't know why.
Alex is like, you're never gonna get me. I know what you're doing. Joke's on you. AIDS.
Oh my gosh, man.
Hey man, you know, death works in funny ways like that.
No, that is
Curveball.
crazy. That is
But the
crazy.
cabin stuff is very cool.
Yeah, yeah. No,
And then
it is
actually-
amazing.
He fucking that was the one thing I didn't understand
Mm.
was then we get onto the death following, which is Clear's kind of.
yeah.
He intervenes in a way,
Death doesn't realize
but
it.
he's like, "Oh shit, you're gonna die now. Let me go back. Who's in this order?
Yeah.
Why you keep jumping queues?
Yeah.
Like, do you think
Literally, they-
that's what threw him off? Whereas like, you're not meant to die yet, and then he survived.
Death had so much fun
Yeah.
fucking with Alex. He's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I gotta kill the girl.
And then
Yeah.
ran over and then was like, hang on a minute.
I have a
Now
plan."
you've got the fucking wire and you're getting electrocuted and then you blow up.
Yeah,
Who's meant to die here? And that's why neither of them die.
yeah. That first.
Do you
this,
reckon that's the case? Or do you
Maybe.
reckon that he just didn't have
Well,
a
to be
fucking clue?
fair,
I don't
Like, who
think, I don't think
intervened
that
on
it-
Alex?
I don't think that the film was meant to come off like that, but it did. It just did. And
This
this,
is-
is probably
But
the
that's why I
first and
wonder-
only film where it genuinely felt like death, instead of being this
Meticulous.
meticulous
planning.
it was more like, oh, it's just a being that's there, that's invisible and
Yeah.
trying to do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we were also
Like a
saying of
human.
like the this is the only movie where death has a sort of form.
Yeah, and I didn't
Yeah.
like it. Didn't
Yeah.
like
And
it.
I think it's very clear why they drop it after this movie
Yeah.
because it's kind of like that heat wave, like
Yeah.
this turbulent displacement kind of
Yeah.
thing. After this movie, it doesn't really show up. Like, it
Good,
doesn't show.
good.
It's just wind after this.
And
Yeah.
the skull coming up on different things as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It was
Just
a
like
bit too on the nose.
allusions to it. you
Yeah.
know?
Alluding to the guy.
But
And actually showing the guy.
yeah. It's a little, we mentioned in the commentary, but there's something sort of cheapening to death by having him look like this kind of like
Well, I
heat
think, like,
wave thing. I don't know
The
what
idea,
it is.
the idea to me, like the appeal of like the Final Destination like concept,
Mhm.
is that death is inescapable.
Mhm.
It's not like a thing that you can literally stop. It's just like this plan, this machination, and yeah, you may be, you may see the foreshadowing that death likes to sprinkle like out there, but he's not like a physical entity that has to like, enter a room and get punched up by Ash or like by an exorcist. You know, like do you get what I mean? Like it shouldn't
Great
feel
way
like
to
an
like slip in an Evil Dead
Yeah,
reference
yeah,
again.
That's an 8th Evil Dead reference.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hang on,
We
man.
need
We're
the
gonna get
counter
that
for
count
that,
up.
to
We're
be
gonna get
honest.
that count
The
up.
count.
But yeah, I feel like it does cheapen it a little bit by having like, oh, Death is like this weeble wobble guy, and you could turn around and like maybe see him. Who knows?
Yeah.
Whereas like with the other ones, it does seem like it's just like the environment.
Yeah.
Death has the whole environment as his playground. It's not like he just, you know, is like this thing that shows up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I mean,
It's just part of the mechanism of that universe. But the first one, it just like you said, it just doesn't feel like it's the mechanism of the universe. It just feels like it's I'm scheming.
Yeah, a
I'm
little
gonna
bit. Feels
get
like-
you.
yeah.
And oh, I forgot that I was meant to kill this person. Like how
I
don't know,
love that.
That one's
I
just
love
that
that
one
so
was silly,
much.
man.
well, here's the thing though, which is, I do believe it is all, not planned, but like foretold in the film. Like the one consistent vision that Alex actually has throughout the film is the lightning. It's the lightning, and his death in the first vision is him being burnt, right? So, and then how does he doesn't cheat death, but when he goes to save Clear at the very end, the last set piece before the sort of coda,
Yeah.
he gets electrocuted and burnt. So I
you
do think it is
he
technically,
absorbed too much death.
well,
in
no, I
that
do
moment.
think like in the sense of like, if we're looking at it in the like the design of death that they keep talking
Yeah.
about in the movie, death's design, it is, I guess, written like it is. If he
Nah,
was to
this
look,
guy's
if he was to look at his visions a certain way, he could have seen that. Because I'm also trying to think of like, why did Death wait another 6 months
Yeah.
to do the last, to follow up, you know? It's not like a doctor's appointment where you're like, okay, thank you for coming in. We'll check in with you in 3 months from now.
I like Elijah's theory.
6 months, sorry.
I like Elijah's theory that when they escaped it was like, fuck you guys anyway. Like, I'm gonna go find some other guys. And then it was like, oh, these guys are in Paris.
Yeah.
Well, I'll best come back. Yeah,
Forgot about these
you
motherfuckers.
twisted my arm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to Paris, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, kind of thing.
That is
Death will now
something
have
that
a French
we're gonna
accent.
explore later on.
Yeah.
But
True.
But yeah, like I do. I don't know. I do feel like this film, just personified him a bit too much.
Yeah, it made him a
And,
bit too tangible. That's what it was. It made him too tangible.
And I know that Imran was saying the whole thing about like seeing the lightning and then the burning as well, that vision and it coming to fruition. But it's not even more so that, but it's just you had so much time. You had 24 hours, 48 hours, in fact, to kill Clear. You
And
had
you
that
were
time.
spending that whole time trying to get to
Fucking
Alex.
with Alex, man. Like maybe he wants a little bit of fun, but then that also just makes him less mechanical and more I'm a person type thing.
Improvisational.
Yeah, exactly. An
Yeah.
improvisational character.
But I still don't know how he survived. I still don't get how Alex cheated his own death. Like when the car exploded and he got electrocuted.
Well, maybe
That's what I
he
don't
didn't
understand. Because that's why I'm like, yeah, because
Oh man, I really wish we got to watch every single Final Destination.
I don't know.
today.
There's a few things I want to talk about as
Because,
well that
yeah.
we can't because they don't
Because
follow.
there is
us.
can't. Shame, can't, mate.
Oh man,
So wait for next week,
because you
guys.
asking that question is so
That-
good.
So, I do also want to say on the it's a funny thing. It's not really a spoiler. You'll see it throughout all these movies,
Yeah.
which is like the immediate thing for all the characters once they see the vision of death, they cheat the first death, right, and then death catches up to them. I love how at no point does anyone ever just think after the explanation hits, they're just like, well, I guess I better get my affairs in order.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I better
Guess
tell
my
my
days
family-
are numbered.
I
so...
better tell my family I'm still gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, I better like update
It
my
is
will.
true. It
Yeah.
is true, actually.
They continue to try and think, no. I'm gonna be the one that actually gets around this. This is
Yeah.
a consistent
No,
theme throughout all of the movies.
Yeah.
And
it's
now they
stupid,
didn't
man.
think to update their pension or their will or tell
just
their
want
loved
one-
ones that they love them.
I would love one guy to just be like, "Good luck with all that. I'm gonna chill with my family
Yeah.
until
Death comes, yeah.
Till death comes, because
Yeah.
clearly my days are numbered. I'm gonna spend them with
They're
my
like,
loved ones."
if I was in the film, that's what I would do. I'd be like, all right, guys, well, I guess my days are numbered, so I best, sort myself out.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Alex and fucking Claire and fucking Carter being like, nah, I'm gonna live forever. I'll be like, didn't you just hear what Candyman said?
Yeah.
He said don't fuck around with
With
it.
a Mac Daddy.
Yeah, don't fuck around with that Mac Daddy.
No, it's actually really true. It doesn't make any sense. And also the film literally showed you why it's not even much of a viable option. Because it's either you lose your freedom and like live in paranoia the entire time, or you just die, man. Just
Yeah.
accept it and just
accept
go,
that.
you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna die in the most gruesome way, I guess.
I guess I'm just
Just
gonna
wait-
burn to death
Yeah.
with this baby. I do think upon watching this, you could definitely see the potential for sequels. Right,
100%,
like for
I mean,
sure.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
look at the way that it.
I mean,
the
just
concept itself already.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Lends
concept
to
alone,
it, but yeah.
like-
I mean, just off of monetary performance alone, this was made on a $23 million budget
Ooh,
at
23.
New Line,
I didn't
and
even expect it to be 23 million.
and it makes $112.9 million
Hmm.
worldwide. I mean, that's that's a great,
Damn, man.
that's an instant horror hit.
Yeah,
Basically.
100%. And to think as well, because some of the techniques that they use, like the train scene and all of that kind of stuff, using miniatures and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So there were times where they
I
they
think
did
this
not
was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like,
They didn't have
ooh.
to use much money.
No.
I mean, I guess
23 million is
yeah.
still decent. That was
a lot,
all
but-
on fucking. Oh, I've forgotten his name now because I keep calling him Candyman.
Oh,
Tony
Todd.
Huh?
Yeah. Tony Todd.
Tony
Tony
Todd.
Todd, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tony Todd fucking that one scene.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
that
true.
10 mil went.
That's true.
went to
Half
that
of the
one
budget.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just wanted him so bad.
Oh, but that was back when you could just come up with a new concept and make bank in the box office.
Yeah.
Bang in the box
Like,
office.
You can make bank. Now you just have to have an
It's-
existing IP or whatever.
Hey.
I'm not gonna get too down
Sinners
about
came
the
out
industry.
earlier today.
Yeah.
Or today.
Today.
Earlier,
On this
year.
day right now.
Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
go check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You need to see it, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You really
That's
do
a
need
little
to see it.
plug.
Mm-hmm.
Watch
Friend of the show, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show,
He's
Michael
one
B.
of the people
Jordan.
that we were talking about that watches. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Whilst he drives. Or whatever.
We gotta freak him out right now.
Death is coming.
Oh my god.
You're gonna park yourself willingly in front of tracks and
Yeah.
then not be able to start the engine.
Jesus
Could you imagine he's the
Christ.
one who said that? Like he said the line. He go, what is it again?
Not my time.
say my time.
In my time.
I don't know how I would feel seeing Michael B. Jordan
Yeah.
freak out like that. It's funny.
Actually, to be fair, there was one little moment that I thought was quite good in that car, like in that car death or whatever,
Mm.
which is when he goes to reach for the seatbelt and it's busted.
Yes.
And then he
then he
looks down
sees-
again and it's completely fine again.
Yeah.
And I was just confused. I was like, was that like a fucking like
Death
continuity
change.
error? No, continuity error.
Oh, you thought
like,
it was continuity.
like something like that where he's looking at it and it's like slightly frilled and then
Yeah.
it's back and it's like completely straight.
Yeah.
Like so when I first saw it, I was like, that's a bit weird.
yeah.
And then he was like, oh, it's one of my visions. I was like, oh,
I
it
saw the
was.
belt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Okay, like
Yeah.
we're fine with that.
It was cool. It was cool. That was.
So
They-
there's some good things in this.
Yeah.
I actually really did. I really did enjoy this film.
Mhm.
I actually think I might have enjoyed this film more than the film that we watched previously, which was Project X.
You enjoyed it more than Project.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
fair
it more
enough.
than
Yeah,
Project
yeah,
X.
yeah. Because this
And
was
that had-
this was very.
Equal amounts of shenanigans, if not more, and more pyrotechnics. I think.
Yeah,
actually,
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely more pyrotechnics of that film.
On the topic of some other films, I just want to point out. So this movie is produced by New Line.
Mhm.
This is in their acquired by Warner Brothers. The early days of
Horror
being
House.
being acquired by Warner Brothers. They have an incredible 2000s, the year 2000 that Final Destination comes out, is a really like, okay, so obviously in March, Final Destination comes out. March
Yeah.
17th, 2000, Final Destination comes out.
Mhm.
The month before it, February 18th, is the crime drama Boiler Room, which is another like was really good. It has like Giovanni Ribisi and Vin Diesel and all that, right? In April of 2000, Love and Basketball is made by New Line.
Love and Basketball was made by New Line.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
haven't seen
Inducted into the
Love and
National
Basketball.
Film Registry. It's Gina Prince Bythewood's first film.
Okay.
And it's produced by Spike Lee.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, so that comes out in April after that. However, to balance it out, in December of 2000, do you know what New Line Cinema's tentpole holiday film was?
What?
Holiday film.
Well, like their big budget, like basically Final Destination covered the cost of this movie that bombed hard.
Bombed hard.
Oh.
A movie that bombed
In the
hard in the
2000s.
2000s.
December of 2000.
I can't think of any really crap movies from 2000. Yeah.
Fun fact, it is related to another One More for Safety we've done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's related to.
We haven't done that many yet.
No,
there are only so
there's
many.
a slim-
Let's go through the films that you guys have gone
the
through.
list that you guys have
So we've done Pulse,
done. Yeah.
Project X, The Lone Ranger,
The Lone Ranger.
Dungeons and Dragons, Honor
Dungeons
Among
and Dragons
Thieves.
among-
So Pulse? When did Pulse come out?
I thought it'd be related to The Lone Ranger, wouldn't it? Because that was
It's-
a flop, wasn't it? But it's not 2000s, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
In December 8th, 2000, New Line Cinema, in co-production with Silver Pictures of Joel Silver fame, releases Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
What?
the original.
The original, the
What?
one with
Jeremy
the
Irons
one
in it.
With Jeremy Iron.
I cannot believe
And
I didn't
Marlon
realise New
Wayans.
Lines did that. Fuck it out.
Yeah. New Line. So basically, this
I didn't
movie-
even know that there was a previous Dungeons
It's no
and Dragons.
good, mate. It's no fucking
fucking
good.
terrible.
No fucking good.
So
No.
Final Destination basically balances the shit out that year because
Yeah.
that
So,
Dungeons
Dungeons and
movie-
Dragons Honor Among Thieves has
Bombs.
the Final Destination films to thank. Because I think anyone would have seen that flop of that first film and
We're
gone,
never touching that again.
no, you're alright. Never
Yeah.
again, mate.
So yeah, I thought I'd bring that up because I thought
That
it
is
was a
actually
fun
that's
little
a little connection. there.
connection
Yeah.
back to it. Yeah,
That's pretty
so-
cool.
God, I really don't want to watch that Dungeon.
Yeah. Did you know?
We won't. I don't think we want to subject. We can watch other movies, bro.
Because you speaking about different films, I guess loosely tying to this film's information, it reminded me of what you were talking about. You know, the Idle Hands film.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Because the
Devon
'cause-
Sawa.
Yeah,
who
he's
is
the main
lead.
character.
He's the
for
the
Idle
lead and
Hands.
also in Idle Hands.
Yeah. He got what's it called? He got rejected for Final Destination actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. But then he got re-put into auditions and everything and then actually got cast because they saw how he was in Idle Hands. Which is weird
Shit.
because
Doesn't do a lot of like physical acting.
No, but in
like-
Idle
Yeah.
Hands, he is
it was
so
his paranoia
like
and stuff apparently.
he's so like frantic in Idle
Mm.
Hands. I think I understand. He's so like his character. So again, to the people who listen at home who haven't seen Idle Hands, comes out in like 1997. I want to say was it something. It's got Devon Sawa plays this teenage, high school
that
student
kid, yeah.
whose like left hand suddenly gets possessed by a demon. So like he's in control of the rest of his faculties, but his left hand is like going insane, right?
jerks him off.
So he's trying.
Sorry, my bad.
He's trying to. Well, no, there's a very crazy scene where I mean I've said it. Jessica Alba is also in the movie. She plays like the girl that
Yeah.
he's like really like into, like you know, the crush.
Okay.
Oh no, what does that hand do?
Yeah, I
What does
don't
that
know. what-
hand do?
And
Oh no.
there's a moment where I think like they are like starting to make out, and the hand is like gripping onto her, like the left hand is gripping onto her really tight, and she's like trying to like she's trying to like guide him because obviously to her it's like he's just like an inexperienced
Yeah,
like kisser. And the hand is just like it's like trying to choke her out
Oh my gosh.
from behind. And then he ties his left hand to the bedpost. And then she's like, wow, you're kinky. It's so fucking insane. The movie ends, by the way, of like the left hand is trying to like conduct a fucking demonic ritual upon Jessica Alba's character. It's crazy. But I can see now what you're saying of like, even though it's not a physically demanding role, this one, Alex in Final Destination, the role he plays.
Yeah.
However, he brings the frantic,
mental turmoil.
mental turmoil, the
Yeah.
frantic energy of like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
he's teetering on the edge of like, he's kind of like, we want to root for him, but he also seems insane.
Yeah. And he did play that really well. I mean, Tyler, you kept making remarks
particularly
about him.
the
like,
cabin
yeah,
scene I really liked actually.
yeah. Of him just freaking the hell out every single
Yeah.
time you
The
see
cabin scene is basically him in like 70% of Idle Hands.
Okay.
The cabin,
Cool.
that energy he has in the cabin scene.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I'll have to check
Maybe
it
we
out.
need
actually-
to watch Idle Hands on
Yeah.
the podcast.
I can't,
Put it
I
on the
can't
list.
believe,
Put it
I
on
can't
the
believe,
list.
yeah.
Have you seen Idle Hands?
I haven't seen Idle Hands, no.
It's so insane, guys. It truly is so insane.
Oh man.
We should
We'll
watch
go-
it.
Conducting,
we'll get around to it.
conducting a
Just on
ritual.
one hand.
Yeah, with one hand. I'm trying to think, what are they doing? Are they doing hand signs or something?
It's so fun. It truly, it's like, it's so insane. Like seeing him tie his left hand to the bedpost, and the left hand is going for the. This is at home. You can't see it, but in the video, it's like tied to the post, and it's like flailing out like that, as he's like, trying to like smoothly use the
Yeah,
other hand
yeah.
to like.
Bring things back.
At
Like,
some point, you just gotta
yeah.
be like, hey man, let's maybe not,
Not
fuck.
right now.
Yeah. But I
It's
guess
so-
it's Jessica Alba, so he's probably
So
I mean,
funny.
yeah.
It's
Well,
understand when you see
it-
Jessica Alba in the movie, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
She's my crush. I
Oh.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd tie my demonic hand to a bedpost.
Yeah, for her.
I'm not getting cucked by my
Yeah, I was
demonic
literally about to say,
hand.
stop cock blocking me.
You are gonna behave just this once.
Yeah,
just this once,
you
man.
can do whatever
Just-
ritual you want
just this
afterwards. Whatever ritual you want, do it after.
me on this.
Yeah.
The least you could do is like do a good job down there, okay?
Not
Don't you
you,
want-
not you, not you. Sorry, not you.
The least you can do. That's so good.
No, you just go. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
he just like sick the left hand down on her.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That
It goes a bit too hard. She's like, I knew you were freaky, but that's just
He's
even
That'd be
insane.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
like he's trying to fish it with the right hand back out. Like, go down.
That's just your
crazy.
hand, bro.
Yeah.
So maybe we will do Idle Hands because
Yeah,
I
we have
feel
to
like
now. It's getting a bit more
I can't
fun
even
talking
describe
about
it and do it justice. It needs to be
We'll
experienced.
watch it. We'll watch it.
Um,
After this franchise,
after this franchise,
we're committed now to
Yeah.
watching all of these children
Definitely.
die.
Oh man, I wish we could film these back to back.
don't worry,
I
we'll
just
get
wanna- I
to
wanna see
we'll
this
get
as
to
much as
number
that.
2. All right, so let's do the classic. One more for. Oh fuck! Let me try that. that
You want
one
another
was
classic? Another go? You
That
want
was
another
that
go?
wasn't on purpose. Okay.
Go on.
Hi. Let's try. Fuck you.
Hi.
It's the
Hi. Okay, let me take it from the top. Hi, this is One More for Safety.
Yeah,
I'm
oh my
Imran.
God.
This is Todd.
Elijah.
Let's do the one more for safety shelf rating system.
Shelf life.
Okay, Final Destination. How would you guys? What do you think? Is this a top shelf 4K Blu-ray? Is this a back of the shelf bottom? Are we putting this in archive? Streaming only? What are we thinking? Because personally, for me, like I said, I really love this movie. It's very entertaining, but I don't actually own this on any physical, even at home back in Malaysia.
Mm.
I've only ever basically seen, because it seems to be a staple of like cable TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's always at least one of them
Mhm.
shows up, or it's on a streaming service. And for me so far, it's sort of been like, if I see part of the movie is like on TV, or I see it pop up on like a streaming service, it's like on for like the month, I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a rewatch.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if it's on TV, I'm like, I'll finish it. it doesn't matter, like 1 through 5. I'm just like,
Yeah.
one of them pops up on TV, and I'm just like, this is gonna be a good time for the
Yeah.
next few hours. So I don't have an inclination to buy it, but whenever it pops up, I'm like, it's like an old
I'll
friend.
watch it. Hello,
You know?
old friend.
Yeah, it's like, hello, old friend. It's like bumping into an old
Yeah.
acquaintance. You're just
Yeah.
like, I could hang out for an hour.
Where'd you put it on your shelf?
I think I would just have it just a straight streaming one, to be honest. Wouldn't have it on the shelf at all. Because it is a good movie and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it way more than I remembered.
Yeah, I was
Which
about
is-
to say, I
which is
feel like maybe I
good, yeah.
might have enjoyed it because we're all
We're all
here
watching
watching
it.
it.
The communal aspect
But-
bumps it up by
yeah,
like half
I
a
do
star.
think so.
does.
I do think so because
It-
like I don't own it. I've never had these movies. I've never had any inclination to watch these movies.
Mm.
But I did enjoy it watching it with you guys, and I think I still would get some kick out of watching it if it was just on my own.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a film that I could see myself returning to like
That's fair.
loads, if that makes sense. And that's weird because I feel like I'm very inconsistent with the shelf lives because I've put films that I think are worse than this on the shelf like
Yeah.
for some reason. But I think if I was to be honest, I think if I had the DVD, it'd probably be like a
The
gem.
You might
held
get
at
like
the
the
back.
box set. You
Yeah.
might get the 5-film box set
I'd get the
in
box
a deep
set
discount.
and it'd be a gem there at the bottom of the shelf that'd be like, oh, maybe I'll watch these films again.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I don't think I could ever see myself just outright buying it and
Yeah.
like watching it again and again and again.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that-
It's a
that-
fun ride, but it just it's like it feels it's a fleeting one. You
Yeah.
return, but you don't really want to.
Definitely.
You don't have like an inclination
It's
to
not on
keep
your
it.
mind.
Exactly.
I hope you enjoyed, Tyler.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thoroughly.
Good man.
Thoroughly enjoyed
Man.
it.
Thank you guys
Mm.
for coming,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time
Yeah.
for
See
the
you
next final
time.
destination.
See you next time.
Stay safe out there.
Your days are numbered.
Oh fuck!
Ominous as hell.